Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew First Culture Podcast. This is Jeremy again. Thank you very much again, as always, for spending some time with me today. So today, just something that is on my mind. Just it's that time of year. We just passed Christmas. So that being said, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and enjoyed that time. Hopefully, with family, loved ones, friends, whatever you have. I hope that you had a good time and got to spend some good quality time with those people. But once Christmas passes, everything starts just really focusing on the new year, right? And right along with the new year is the resolutions. And in the past, it's been something that I would maybe try to come up with some things. I've never been somebody that was just so, I had to have something, or it was important to me to put something either in my head or on paper or whatever, that this is my New Year's resolution. But that's even further away from the truth now. I don't really care at all about New Year's resolutions. I am one of the believers in basically every day you've got a chance to do something good and to do something new and to make a difference. And so it doesn't take a time of year or a changing of seasons or anything like that. It's every day. But just wanted to kind of touch on some of these things a little bit. And the first thought that I have, and this is something I'm pretty sure I've shared before. I got it from the Serendipity podcast, is just how ineffective it is when if you are somebody that needs to have that resolution, or you just enjoy doing it, that's great. I'm not trying to say that it's stupid or don't do it. It's just my personal preference. But if you are somebody that likes to do that, I will say this, and this came, like I said, it's not from me, but they just pointed out the fault in individualized resolutions. Like, we're talking about, okay, I'm gonna do this, or this is something that you know I'm gonna be consistent at, or when it's just when it's individually focused, you have a high rate of failure because you are depending solely on yourself. And anybody that has really been on a journey, a very difficult journey of any kind, knows very well that it doesn't matter how strong you are if you do not have some type of support, some type of higher power that you're leaning on, something outside of yourself. Sooner or later you're going to fail. Yeah, you might be a very mentally, emotionally strong person, and you might last a lot longer than most people, but eventually you will fail because we are not meant to do these type of things alone. And so kind of what they talked about is bringing it to the community level, or at least a small community, to where you bring a friend at least into it. We are going to be more consistent with our workouts, or we are going to get into the Bible and be consistent with studying, or we whatever it is. That gives you a lot better chance of making it in whatever resolution or goal that you're setting. Because obviously, when you have somebody with you, or hopefully even a group of somebody's, what are you bringing in with that? You're bringing that accountability piece. And when you have that accountability to where I have an off day, but my partner is going to carry us, or my partner is really struggling with energy levels today. I'm going to pick up that slack, and I'm going to keep us driving forward. That's the difference in how effective that we mentality can be over just I am going to do this or I'm going to do that this year. So just a quick thought there that I wanted to throw out, but really kind of the overall thinking this morning that I have is just almost the I find it interesting that we feel like we can control this year. Like if I say I'm going to spend an hour a day, 4 days a week at the gym every week this year, that we truly feel like we can control that, or that I'm going to get a promotion this year, or I am going to do something just really out there, and I feel like maybe how I'm saying this is not correctly portraying where I'm going. I don't mean at all to not set goals and to not strive for the next level and things like that. I mean, that's obviously something I talk on all the time is growth and challenge yourself. But what I want to maybe put a different perspective on is the fact that we're not on our timeline as much as we want to think we are. We're not on a path that we are setting for ourselves. It doesn't matter how much you think you are achieving, or how far you are going, or how high you are climbing. It's not you. And this isn't the path that you are taking for yourself. And so I think that that's another flaw of these resolutions is that we almost we set these goals or we set these things that we're trying to achieve, and we focus so much on those that we we very well could miss some great opportunities that are right there placed in our way, or placed there for us to take advantage of, but we don't because we don't see them, because they don't line up with what we are trying to achieve with our New Year's goal and all that. So just as an example, and I've talked about this a lot, not only on this platform, but other podcasts as well that I've been guest on. But you know, my 2023 year, just thinking back on it, something that I wanted to work on is get a little bit more consistent with doing podcasting a little bit more consistently. And I did decently well with that. Something else that is just always something that I want to make sure that I work on constantly is that I try my best to focus on enjoying and taking advantage of every little bit of time I have with my family. And I would say, definitely not perfect in any way of any category, but in this category, I wasn't perfect for sure, but I feel like I did a really good job compared to some years, if we want to stretch this out into that overall yearly look. But realistically, the biggest, most important things that happened in 2023 for me, they had nothing to do with anything that I was even looking for or thinking about, or really even on my radar. And so if I did have goals set, if I was to say I want to get 2 articles published, and I want to make sure to make it into 4 conferences this year. And I just focused on that and poured myself into that and just kept my face down to those targets. I I couldn't tell you that I would have been able to take advantage of those opportunities that I did because I might have missed them. I might have been so focused on what I think is important for my life and my path that I would have missed what is truly important to my life and my path. And so that's kind of the big thought that I want to kind of give to you all today as we near the end of the year is just maybe not focus so much on the resolutions, but more focus on keeping your eyes open for opportunities, being being open-minded, being available when things start just playing out in your life. And you know, I have to say this because every time I talk about these things, it it needs to be said, I think, that I am not advocating on saying yes to everything. You start saying yes to everything, and first thing that's going to be a detriment to is your family. And so, of course, there's some give and take. You can't keep adding if you aren't subtracting from somewhere. And so you have to be careful, yes, of what you're subtracting from. But just being open to these possibilities and these opportunities. I will tell you right now that there were a lot of opportunities this year that I didn't get to take. I didn't get to take advantage of because the the detriment that it was going to cause my family or whatever else, it wasn't worth it. But there were some opportunities that I knew I had to take advantage of. I was not going to lose and miss out on that opportunity. Whether it was me losing something in the future so that I had that time to give to my family instead of what I was about to give up for this very important thing, or whatever I had to do to make it work, those were non-negotiables because I knew they were opportunities that were going to be a big deal in my life. And that's that that measuring tape that we have to use constantly when we're thinking about these things. Is the outcome, is the benefit of this opportunity going to be worth what it's going to cost? And I talked about this a few episodes back about the whole rise and grind thing. And so that's really the mentality that I want to maybe impress upon everybody that's listening to go into this new year with is just keeping your eyes open, keeping keeping an open heart and an open mind to what may happen, what may be out there for us. Because even though we may think we have it all figured out, I promise you we don't have it as figured out as we think. And even though we may know exactly what steps we want to kind of what the future looks like, it's probably not going to look like that because we aren't operating in our timeline. We aren't, thankfully, I will say that, very blessed that we aren't in charge of our, journey because we would all screw it up if we were. There's somebody that knows a lot more than we do that is in charge of our journey, and that is a very good thing. But we can screw that up. We can miss those opportunities. We can postpone the benefits and the purpose that we have because we aren't paying attention or we're focused so much on other things. And so that's really here I go. I don't want to start circling around, but I will leave you with that. Not trying to say that you don't need to come up with New Year's resolutions, but what I am going to say is if you do, or if you don't, just keep an open mind. Keep your eyes open to where things are going to play out because this year is going to bring great opportunities. They might be little bitty opportunities. They might not be gigantic, amazing opportunities. They might just be a bunch of little ones, but these little ones add up. And if we aren't paying attention, especially those smaller ones, we're gonna miss them. So keep your eyes open. Just be aware that we are on this journey not alone. We are on this journey with so many others. And there's so many people out there that we can lean on and reach out to help us when we start to struggle or when we start to bog down or hit an obstacle. You're not alone and there's no reason to fight these things alone. So I hope you have had a great holiday season. I hope you are enjoying this last week of 2023 and about to head into what is going to be a very good new year for 2024. So thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate it. Love doing this, and I am so thankful that you give me that opportunity. So until next time, we will not lower our standards because they refuse to raise theirs. See you later.